Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shannie and today we're going to be talking about the Lobster Boy. Born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1937, Grady Stiles Jr., also known as Lobster Boy, led an interesting life and suffered a death that was just as interesting. Grady was born with a rare medical condition known to run in his family, called ectrodactyly, more commonly known as lobster claw syndrome. Grady's father, who also suffered from the condition, toured the country in sideshows as Lobster Man. He wasted no time introducing Grady to the light, billing him as the Lobster Boy, and starting him in the freak show business at the tender age of just 7 years old. While working carnivals, Lobster Boy met a young woman named Mary Teresa. Though she did not suffer any mutations, she joined the carnival at 19 and fell in love with Grady. The two married and had several children together, two of which inherited Grady's ectrodactyly. For a while, they toured as the Lobster family, but life turned ugly when Grady began drinking. Grady was a mean drunk and was reportedly beating his wife and children for years until one night in 1973, Grady fought with Mary, threw her to the ground, and ripped her IUD out of her body with his bare hands. She promptly divorced him. Grady eventually remarried, though his second wife too divorced him. Grady lived a relatively quiet life until 1978. At that point, he thrust himself into the spotlight again. When his eldest daughter fell in love with a man Grady did not approve of, he killed her would-to-be groom with a shotgun the day before their wedding. There was no doubts that Grady committed this crime, but he never served time in jail for it. He was only given 15 years probation. Grady's life of alcoholism and cigarette smoking had taken a toll. He had psoriasis of the liver and emphysema in addition to his ectrodactyly. Therefore, it was determined that he would not receive adequate medical care in prison. Because Lobster Boy didn't have to go to prison, it made him cocky, and he reportedly told others he could kill them and get away with it since he already had. The verdict had a large impact on Grady's first wife, Mary, who inexplicably remarried him in 1989. His ill-tempered drinking, coupled with a feeling of invincibility from getting away with murder, made Grady even more abusive than he was before. After 3 years of marriage, in 1992, Mary decided she'd had enough with Grady's abuse. She paid her friend and neighbor, Chris Wyant, $1,500 to kill her husband. Wyant committed the murder, shooting Grady in the head while he was watching television in his Florida home. Like Grady Stiles, Wyatt went to court for murder and was found guilty. Unlike Grady Stiles, Wyatt was sentenced to 27 years in prison for the murder. Mary also stood trial and received a sentence of 12 years in prison. In 2017, the Lobster Boy's son, who was also named Grady Stiles, did an interview with HuffPost. He said, quote, "What actually happened was my mother and my dad had gotten into another fight as usual, and my mother had made a comment that something needed to be done. My brother and I overheard that and went to the neighbor kid and told him something had to be done. My brother thought that meant scaring him or beating him up or something like that to make him realize that he's going to lose his family. A little while later, Dad was shot," unquote. No one wanted to carry his coffin, and there was barely anyone at his funeral. And there was only one bunch of flowers next to his tombstone. So that's all for this video. Let me know what you think about the Lobster Boy. Make sure to subscribe, click the thumbs up, comment below what you think about this story, and I'll see you in our next video. Thanks guys.